Welcome to Four Blokes on Bikes. Today we're going to talk about waxing of chains, lubing of chains, not lubing of chains, what to do, what not to do, why to do it. So big debate in the cycling world. What do you put on your chain? What's the best? What's best in wet conditions, dry conditions, race conditions? What's best for off-road, on-road? So we're going to have a little chat today. I'm going to show you the difference in what I've got on my bikes. So all three of these bikes have been out in the last week or so in pretty grim conditions, end of May, where it's wet, dirty, horrible road, off-road, commuting. So let's have a look. Let's give the chains a wipe. First up, wax chain with Silka Secret Chain Blend. Let's have a look. A good scrub. Let's see. We've got minor amounts, just surface dirt really. You see, reasonably clean on the cassette as well. Let's move over to work bike. It's got Juice Lube's chain juice, no nonsense, wet conditions chain lube. And as you can see, it looks pretty grim and is pretty grim. And then we've got, and I can't find the bottle for it, Juice Lube's chain juice dry conditions lube on here. You can see this has been out dry, crispy. Let's have a look. Very, very dusty on the route today. And look, pretty grim as well. So that's the difference. You've got dry lube, wet lube, and I can't even find where the wax was. So a big reason for waxing your chain, if like me, you're not a big fan of maintenance, cleaning, this is a game changer. The durability, look how clean not much there. How clean the components stay. It will prolong the life of your chain, prolong the life of your cassette, prolong the life of your jockey wheels and your chain rings. It just makes everything much cleaner. Basically what happens is that any dirt or rain or anything will just sit on the outside. It won't be able to penetrate the wax. As the difference is if you've got a lube based system, what that actually does is attracts dirt, and you get that these tiny little bits of crap, and that just sits on, if you don't clean it properly, that will just sit on your chain and it will just sit in there on the chain ring, and it will just become what's effectively known as a grinding paste. So all it will do is just wear down your components far quicker than a wax based system would. Make sure you take the factory grease off. You'll regret it otherwise, unless you like your bike to sound like Matt's. We've got some chains, we've got some Silka Secret Chain Blend wax. Get the chains in the wax, really agitate the chains. So we can see now it's just starting to get a little bit of a glaze on the top.
Look at that. I love that.
Bit more agitation. Another few moments or so.
Tosser.
And once that top starts to go crusty, then we're going to bring these chains out and they'll be fully waxed. Nearly in the end now, really starting to get all the air out. Agitating it, get all those air pockets out so that wax can penetrate deep into the links. Out it comes. Minor little bits of wax dripping off. Leave it to dry. So, been out of the heat for a couple of minutes now, and as you can see, it's pretty much hardened on. Another 10 minutes cooling off, and it'll be ready to put on your bike.
Amazing.
Spinning the crank so the chain goes round for 2 or 3 minutes just to get the majority of the excess wax off. That will flick off, so don't do it indoors, and then you'll be good to ride. So if you're a fan of not having your chains break in mid-ride, cough cough, and you would prefer to go on a bike ride without the hassle, I'd strongly recommend getting some form of wax-based lubricant on your chain. I personally use Silka, not sponsored by Silka. So you've got two options. You've got the meltable hot melt wax chain lubricant, or you've got this all-in-one pack. So we've got one ultimate chain stripper and wax prep, and two super secret chain coating. So you basically start off with a fresh chain, ideally, or a lightly used chain, and basically what you can do is strip it all down. You can put this chain stripper and wax prep on it. You can soak it or drip it onto your chain, leave it to soak for about 5 minutes, give it a real good clean off, make sure it's dry, that's the key, make sure it's dry, and then you can put on your chain coating. If you do decide to go for the waxing process where you submerge your chain into these wax pellets that melt, this is what you can expect your chain to come out like. Here's one I prepared earlier. You can see bits of wax on the side there. So what it will do is it will penetrate in all these little links here, and then basically stop all of the rubbish, wet, anything getting into the links. That's the most important thing. It will save your drivetrain, it will save you money, trust me. If you do not like excessive amounts of maintenance, wax your chain. So in summary, wax far better than lube, lube far better than no lube. If you're interested in the Silka method, then somebody far more impressive than me will drop a link in the description below. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, get out on your bike.